Welcome back to the Chad DiMera Channel. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's unpack the explosive new sneak peek photos for the June 19 episode. We have massive celebrations, heartbreaking family moments, and a terrifying cliffhanger that will leave you absolutely speechless. The Horton town square is completely decked out for Juneteenth, but let's be real for a second. The historical celebration is entirely overshadowed by the suffocating personal drama happening in Salem. Juneteenth also happens to be Paulina and Abe's wedding anniversary. Can you believe the absolute cruelty of the universe here? Paulina is walking into the square on the day she is supposed to be celebrating her profound love with Abe, only to come face to face with Abe, his resurrected true love Lexie, and Theo. Paulina stepped aside to let Abe and Lexie reunite, but seeing them together on her anniversary has to feel like a dagger straight to the heart. Paulina survived years of horrific abuse from T.R. Coates, and Abe was her ultimate safe harbor. Losing him to a literal ghost from the past is a tragedy that only a soap opera could deliver. But here's the kicker, the tension doesn't stop with the adults. The sneak peeks show Paulina having an incredibly intense conversation with Theo, even putting her hand up as if to tell him to stop talking. What do you guys think? Is Theo defending EJ's miracle drug, or is Paulina simply unable to handle Theo's joy over having his mother back while her own heart is shattering? Theo is usually such a gentle soul, especially considering his autism and how heavily he relies on stability. But right now, Theo is fiercely protective of Lexie. I think this was a huge mistake on Paulina's part to engage with him when her emotions are this raw. She is spiraling, and the somber looks on Lonnie and Eli's faces as they stand behind an upset Paulina prove that the entire Price Grant family is feeling the crushing weight of this DiMera-induced chaos. And you won't believe what happens next with Abe and Eli. We see Eli flashing his signature charming smile as he reunites with his father-in-law, but that warmth evaporates in a millisecond. Another photo shows Abe looking incredibly stern and furious at Eli, with Lexie standing right by his side. Why is Abe so on edge? A lot of fans think Abe is just stressed about the anniversary, but I'm telling you, it's definitely deeper than that. We know from the upcoming July sweeps that Lexie's Versavix serum is failing. Abe knows he is on borrowed time with the love of his life. The sheer psychological torture of watching Lexie slowly slip away again, mirroring her tragic 2012 death from that brain tumor, is pushing Abe to the absolute brink of his sanity. He is lashing out at everyone, even the people who love him most. Even Lexie isn't immune to the heavy, suffocating atmosphere. While we see her and Abe sharing a sweet moment, smiling with their arms linked, the mood violently shifts. Suddenly, Lexie has her arms crossed, looking deeply upset while talking to Abe. It is a safe bet that the reality of the Juneteenth anniversary is hitting her hard. Lexie is a smart woman. She knows Abe built a whole life with Paulina while she was dead. The guilt of displacing Paulina, combined with the terrifying physical symptoms she is starting to experience from Dr. Rolf's failing science, is creating a perfect storm of DiMera misery. Across town, the heartbreak continues in a completely different way. EJ drops by Johnny and Chanel's apartment, bringing flowers to check on his daughter-in-law. We all know Chanel is facing a horrifying malignant breast cancer diagnosis while pregnant, and the stakes literally could not be higher. EJ arrives with a smile, but the photos show that smile vanishing instantly. EJ and Johnny share a deeply serious, heavy conversation, culminating in EJ pulling his son into a sweet, emotional hug. I have to admit, even though I passionately hate EJ's manipulative guts and will defend Chad against him until my dying breath, this rare display of genuine fatherly vulnerability is a massive tearjerker. EJ loves his children, and seeing Johnny in this much agony is breaking him. Johnny is carrying the weight of the entire world on his shoulders right now. One of the most haunting photos shows Johnny standing completely alone, peering down into baby Trey's crib. Think about the rich legacy and history here. Johnny backed out of Trey's first adoption, which caused massive emotional damage to Sophia and set off a chain reaction of tragedy. Now, he is terrified he might lose both his wife and his unborn child to cancer. The evolution of Johnny DiMera from a carefree, wealthy playboy to a terrified, devoted family man is one of the best slow-burn character arcs we've seen in years. He is realizing that All the DiMera money in the world cannot cure cancer, and that realization is utterly destroying him. Meanwhile, a deeply complex reunion is happening at the DiMera mansion. Lonnie pops in to visit her old friend, Kristen. The sneak peeks show them sharing a beautiful, touching moment, holding hands as Lonnie comforts Kristen. If you are a true Legacy fan, you know the rich lore behind this friendship. Lonnie and Kristen share a profound trauma bond from their time together in the convent years ago. Lonnie is one of the very few people in Salem who sees the humanity inside Kristen's madness. But naturally, the peace is shattered when EJ interrupts their visit. The photos show the trio together, followed by EJ talking to Lonnie alone, and finally, the ultimate showdown, EJ and Kristen facing off. If looks could kill, the DiMera mansion would be a graveyard. The hostility radiating from these two is nuclear. We know Kristen secretly used Sophia to try and murder Johnny in that apartment fire. EJ is a master strategist. He is either figuring it out or he already knows. This intense staring contest is the precursor to an all-out DiMera Civil War. I am predicting right now that this exact confrontation is what triggers EJ to finally snap and kidnap Kristen during the July sweeps. He's going to wipe her off the map to protect his son, and honestly, I cannot wait to see Kristen finally pay for her crimes. But wait, the drama doesn't stop in Salem. Let's pivot to the teen scene at the Horton cabin. What is supposed to be a fun summer getaway is rapidly turning into a nightmare. We see Holly and Tate sneaking a romantic kiss, while Ari and Aaron are out for a swim. Later, the foursome is gathered outside around a campfire in the dark, with Aaron looking like he is telling a spooky ghost story. It has all the classic vibes of a teen slasher movie, but the tension is bubbling just under the surface. Holly looks incredibly unhappy during a private talk with Tate. She is carrying the massive, crushing guilt of Sophia's presumed death. Then, the ultimate cliffhanger strikes. The final sneak peek photos show Holly completely passed out, with a panicked Tate holding her up while Aaron tries to help, and Ari looks on in absolute horror. This is a massive plot twist. We know from the upcoming spoilers that Holly is going to be caught with a stash of pills, acting twitchy and snapping at Tate. Is Holly relapsing into drug use to numb the agonizing guilt over Sophia? Or is there something more sinister at play? A lot of fans think Holly's just cracking under the pressure, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't put it past a vengeful Amy Choi to somehow drug Holly to make her pay for what happened to Sophia. What do you guys think? Is Holly spiraling, or is she being framed? Drop your theories in the comments below, because this summer is going to be an absolute roller coaster. Keep it locked right here on the Chad DiMera channel, and I will see you in the next video.